Hello YouTube, and this is actually a continuation from a tutorial I was doing a while ago. Actually, only a few days ago. And it was merging vertices and things like that. So um, basically I kind of wanted to give you guys a few tips on building a full 3D set, internal set, interior. Mm. So what I have here is hidden set. There we go. What I have here is a sci-fi set. It's not, obviously it's not done, but this is just the base of it. I started the base here, and this is going to be filled with entertainment and parties and political get-togethers. No, actually it's going to be filled with robots and fighting and killing, which is pretty much the same as political get-togethers. But what I did here is all of this is going to be fixed. And so when you're doing something like this, the main thing I wanted to show you guys is I previously showed you kind of how to make these panels here. And if I isolate this panel, you'll see the detail that I have in these panels here. I mean, it's not unbelievably detailed, but it's detailed enough to where it looks cool once you start duplicating it. And that's one of the main things I wanted to explain to you guys. A lot of these things are modular, you see. I have this piece here, I have these pieces here, which this piece is just a duplicate of this, of all these three pieces, and the duplicate is actually a this piece is actually an instance, so that way it doesn't really have to render these three the same way it has to render this one. This is the parent, and these are copies of the parent. So all I have to do is make one and then do the other ones. And if you look at a lot of 3D sets, that's basically what they are. They're just kind of it's modular, like one piece then another piece. For instance, this pipe here that I made right here. So first, I mean, this is modular, just this structure right here, and then these are modular in connection to this. And so these are all instances. So if I take this piece, and as you can see, I start moving that piece, and then the other three pieces start moving with them. So that's kind of how that works. And the other thing you want to understand is symmetry is important when it comes to doing any sort of architecture, depending on what you're doing. And a lot of times when it comes to sci-fi, things are symmetrical mostly, unless you are purposely going for some other look. And here's an example, and this is, well, these panels are an example of that. How you accomplish that is you take a plane and you split it up into different segments, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take your components, your objects, and you're going to match them up with this helper object here. But you just match them up from a distance by pushing V, and then this will change, and then you can move it, and it'll snap to these different levels here. Okay, so that's how you maintain that. And then everything that you put in on the ceiling, including these lights here, they're connected to this helper object here. And so let's look at those lights. So if you look at these lights here, these lights are completely symmetrical in a way, and in order to make these little panels here, what I did was I took this face, these faces in here, I duplicated them, and then I cut them up in pieces, and I extruded these pieces from it. I developed these little pieces from it, and then I just place it right back into the object itself. Okay, so that's kind of how you would build something like this. It's all modular. It's not really that complicated. Really, some of the simplest tools are used. And you want to use a lot of helper objects. For instance, like this right here. This right here is helping me get what's called the, I think it's called the golden angle or something. So I start off with 45 degrees from here. And as you can see, what I'm doing, you see this, I'm matching these angles up with an exact 45 degree. Because if I take this square and I split it, what I have is these 45 degree angles that I can then make these out of proper angles. And you don't have to get that technical, but it does help in the look and when you're creating some sort of design that's supposed to be realistic, because that's what architects do anyway. So let me give you a quick example, and then we'll be done with this. I'm going to of the modular concept. Say I'll create a box. And then I'm going to extrude that box. I'm going to offset it. Extrude again, bring it down. And now I'm going to split it. So I went to the split tool, and I put multiple edges, and I'm adding 10 equal spaced splits in there. Now I can go into one face. I'm going to take this whole thing here. Actually, I'll just click that one and double click this one. It'll give me that whole face. I'm going to shift click and then go to extract faces, even that out and pull it out. As you can see, that's how that works. So Control A. Okay, so that is all evened out. I'm going to center my pivot. And now I'm going to move this out. And faces, select, select, select. I don't even have to do that. I'll just go like this. Extrude edges. Okay, so I take those vertices, I'm going to select these vertices, and then I'm going to merge them. Merge vertices. So, there's my panel. And actually, I can take this face, and take this face. I can delete it. Now what I have is this here. I'm going to extract that face. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to first center this, center the pivot, and I have a shortcut thing there, but if you go to modify and you go down to center pivot, and that's how you do it. I just made a quick shortcut button up here. It's good to know where everything is kind of in the menu, but really you shouldn't be using the menu. You should be using, this is why I'm not really going through the menu so much, because you should be using shortcut keys for everything that you do in any sort of professional setting. If you're doing it on your own and you want to take 1,000,000 hours, then go ahead and go all the way up here, hit modify, go to center pivot. There is not one, I mean, if you go to a tutorial, maybe on one of these tutorial sites, they go to the menu so you can know where it is, but those guys rarely use the menu. unless they absolutely have to. There is no other way. And even if there was no other way, they make a way. They'll make a shortcut key somehow. And so that's why I don't go to the menu too often, because I don't want you guys thinking that's how you do it. Okay, so I have this, and as you can see, the translate and everything is 0. So I can actually move this over to match the next one. And I see that that's 23.062. I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to put it right back to 0. And then I'm going to go to edit. And I don't like doing this, but I'm just going to show you guys where it is, because otherwise I'd be using this shortcut key here. Okay? The one reason why I am using the menu on this one is because I want to go to the settings here. Because of that Z that I copied when I moved it, I want to place that here, because I want to move each one over, and then I want to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want to make 9. So I'm going to put this up to 9, and then hit apply. So I moved it off of every other one. Okay, so let me do that again. I'm going to move it over here since I want it on every one, and I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to put that back to 0, and then I'm going to place that there, and then leave it at 9, and then apply, and then there we go. And on this last one, actually, I could have made 10 of those. Let's see. Yeah, 10 would be perfect. So there we go. We got 10. Now from here, what I want to do is I am going to take this, copy that, combine that, center pivot, move it back over here. And as I moved it over, I want to change this pivot, actually. Here, let's do that again. So I want to change this pivot because I want to be a little bit more exact than that. That was just kind of me, guessing it. So I'm going to hit D. I'm going to hold D down. And you're going to see the icon change. And I'm going to move it to the edge that I want it. And now I'm going to hold V while still holding D. I'm going to hold V. And you're going to see the icon change again. And then I'm going to snap it to the corner there. And then I can release it. Now my pivot is right there in the corner. And now from here I go next to the corner that I want. I hit V and I push it to the right. And now it snaps to this edge. And that's how I get that connected. Now this helper, I can just completely delete that. And then I can take this. And then I'm going to combine all of this. Center pivot, destroy history, and there we go. You got yourself some light panels. Print it out in a 3D printer. Go sell them for $1 million. Place them where you want to place them. Eat them. I don't care what you do with them. Just keep them off of my model. Alright, so I'm going to delete that because I was just doing that to show you guys. And so basically that's all it is. Everything you see before you is simply small pieces that were modeled separately, duplicated, and then combined. And when you look at a picture next time you look at a visual effects awesome picture, just understand most of it is modular, and then they add things on top of that, like grime and dust and destruction. So that's how it works. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me. You can contact me on Google or Facebook at maliksworld.com and look me up, Malik Stalbert. And also you can contact me on YouTube. I'm assuming that's where you're watching this. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.